Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Lily and I actually was doing a lot of YouTube videos previously that were more on handbag, fine jewelry, clothing, haul reviews. But in my last video, I actually did make the transition over, and this is our first video together in terms of the budgeting journey that I would love to share with you all. So real quick first though, you'll probably see a furry animal in the background. That is my dog Shiro. She's an American Akita, and this is the first level is typically her play area. She has a whole little play section there, so if she's running back and forth in the background, I do apologize. Hopefully it's not too distracting and just a little bit of entertainment there. But anyways, I wanted to basically start our first budgeting video together. For those of you who are new here, I am in the Bay Area, California, and living expenses is kind of expensive. Sorry, give me 1 second. Alexa's talking. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alexa tends to start talking out of the middle of nowhere. I don't know why she does that, but anyways, so as I was saying, I live in the Bay Area, and it's really quite expensive here, and I know it's expensive in other parts of the country as well, and around the world. But I've been personally spending a lot of money, and I do really want to just curb that back a lot so that I can really save up more and really generate wealth in the future. And so this is really why I'm switching contents here and just really focusing on this budgeting journey. So if that sounds like something of interest to you, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification button, and let's start this journey together. All right, so I wanted to start this off first with a quick overview of how I've set up my planner, my cash envelope wallet, and sort of what my goal and plan is here for 2022 moving forward. If you all have any sorts of, sorry about that, but if you all have any sorts of, feedback, tips, advice in terms of your budgeting journey. Excuse me, give me 1 second here. Really sorry again about that. I've decided to film down here today because it's really bright downstairs and I don't really like to be upstairs. So that's why we're down here in Shiro's space. So anyways, I was saying that, if you have any feedback, any advice, tips or whatnot, if you're doing a budgeting journey yourself, I would love to hear from you what has worked for you, what hasn't worked for you, and really just kind of we can build a community together. I know there are so many great YouTube videos out there that are budgeting focused, and I have been watching them and really admire some of the folks out there who are able to save so much from being very strategic and very conscious of what they're spending on and really reflecting on, hey, do I really need this item or not? So without further ado, let's go ahead and look into our budgeting cash envelope wallet here. So first off, this is the wallet I am now using. I have replaced my old one. If you folks have been on this channel for a little bit, you know that I've been using the Louis Vuitton mini key clay. Well, it's not a mini, but it's just Louis Vuitton key clay. And I love that little thing, but obviously it's very small, it's very portable, but it isn't able to fit my intentions moving forward. So I am using this. Some of you may be familiar with this. This is the Louis Vuitton PM Agenda in the Epi leather. And I actually got this before January, so I did account this towards the December cost. But this one on the Louis Vuitton website, I believe retails for about 400 something USD. I would not pay full price for that, especially now moving forward with this mentality about budgeting and being more conscious of what I'm spending. I really wanted this. I saw it and I really thought it would be perfect. But I got this off eBay, and I'm gonna share with you, in the description box below, the seller who I purchased it from. It's a Japanese seller, and all of their items are, obviously authentic. And it's a really good price, and a lot of them they can be worn a little bit, but you may get lucky sometimes and get a couple nice items. So I got this item from there. I also did get my bucket bag that I showed in one of my previous videos. I'll insert a picture. I got that from the same seller as one. Really love that. But this is the Epi PM Agenda. Obviously, it's not screaming out Louis Vuitton, which I actually kind of like. For a little change, I know I am a fan of monogram, but just to carry this out and about every day, I think this is kind of nice. And you only see the little, logo here, and it's even kind of it's kind of discreet as well, you know, so really like this. Now I believe that on the Louis Vuitton website they do have this in the silver hardware. I'm not sure why this is in the gold hardware. I do believe, again, this is authentic, but again, always of course do your due diligence when you're shopping on eBay to make sure you're not getting replica items. This one is in the gold hardware, so when you open it, it's just like this really pretty gold. If any of you have the same one with the gold hardware, let me know. I'm really curious. But anyways, going into how I have set up my agenda, or I guess my wallet agenda. I have my cards here. I have my credit card, my debit card, my student ID, and behind that is my driver's license. So I am able to fit 4 cards here comfortably. And then what I have here is just a little, and these inserts also, I've gotten all of these clear plastic zip envelope inserts from Amazon, really great price. And again, everything that I will talk about today, I'm gonna link in the description box below if I am able to find them. So this I put here just because I didn't want to stick this in the ring. It just got really bulky, but for some reason when I stick it in this inner pocket, it does have a pretty nice inner pocket that's relatively spacious. You know, it's able to close well. So here I just have all of my gift cards and some stamps if I do need to mail anything. But yeah, this is a really neat way to just keep everything in one place. And I kind of space them out a little bit so they're not all chunked together. This way, when you fit it in the wallet agenda item, it's not too bulky. So that's why I kind of have it spaced out like this. So I just like to kind of quickly put this in here like that. All right, so we got that going on. And then as you probably noticed, this is the gold hardware. It's really pretty. I actually prefer the gold over silver, as you know, many of you may know if you have been watching this channel for a while, really like gold jewelry and in general. So this is gold hardware. What I have here is just a little calendar for January, just a high level overview. I wrote down January 2022. To make a long story short, I was actually shopping for inserts for my Louis Vuitton desk agenda for journaling purposes. Oh my goodness. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, my dog is being a little crazy today. She's normally not like that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I think this video isn't going to be very smooth. I really do apologize in advance for all the distractions, but jumping back in really quickly here, I was saying that to make a long story short, I was looking for inserts for my Louis Vuitton desk agenda, and I got some of these really nice inserts from Etsy, and the quality was fantastic, looked beautiful. The problem is they didn't fit in the disc bound disc that I had purchased off Amazon. I tried a couple different brands. I tried Levenger, I tried like an Amazon brand, another brand, and for some reason none of the pages would turn, and I was so frustrated, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go with a different agenda. And so I decided to cut all of those up and to repurpose them, and that's why I decided to put this here. So that's really why I have this here. I didn't originally think about putting this here, but anyways, I thought it's kind of like nice to be able to have a month overview. So when you turn this over, I just have some pictures of my family, my grandparents, everyone from before. This is my mom and me, and then my dad and me. And honestly, I think for a lot of folks out there, we all really love to have pictures of, people we love, we care about, just because it serves as a nice reminder, just at least for me personally, to keep motivated, to keep doing the good stuff that you do in this world, But anyways, that's just my little pictures. And then we get into the fun part. So I want to preface this by saying that I don't have all the different categories in this wallet because unfortunately, it doesn't fit. The rings are way too tiny. So honestly, if you were looking for something like this and you wanted to fit all your categories, maybe opt for another type of wallet. I think a lot of folks are using the brand Vuitton or something. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but the rings seem to be a lot bigger on those. For the Louis Vuitton, they're so tiny that you really can't fit too many. So these envelopes here are only of my essential everyday, day-to-day that I would potentially need. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry, hold on. All right, back again. Basically, this is my first one up here, and it is just the grocery envelope. And, these were really affordable, these individual clear pockets with the sliders. They come with the slides, and they also came with This one, obviously, it's a top opening, so there's no slides in there, but it came in a pack, and I think for a pack of like 12 or 15, they were like probably like $10 or $11. Again, I'll link it below, but really affordable. And then I just got some stickers that I decided to put on here so I could customize it myself. I know you can get really nice envelopes off Etsy that are pre-made and just beautiful. I got a couple, but they actually are kind of expensive when you aren't able to buy $35 worth of stuff, and then you have to pay like $4 or $5 worth of shipping. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'll just get it off Amazon and just make my own stickers. They may not look the prettiest, but they're gonna do their job for right now. And you know, again, this entire process, you know, I'm learning whether this is the right process for me. We're gonna go through this together and just kind of improvise as we go, depending on whether it works, how we can make it more efficient. So right now, again, this is a trial process for the month of January. Let's see how it goes. This is my grocery envelope, and I'm going to share with you in a little bit sort of the categories and how much I'm putting into the categories, but just wanted to share with you sort of what this looks like right now. So grocery, and I have my cash in here already. I've already used this, and I decided to put like a little budgeting card back here, and this was not originally the size. I had actually cut it, and again, I got this from Amazon as well, so we'll link that, but decided to use this and just kind of keep track in these individual pockets. And then I have here eating out as well. So obviously you can tell I love food because most of my main ones are food related. We have groceries, we have eating out. I didn't put a G here just because I couldn't fit it, and so I just put an apostrophe to make it look kind of intentional. So eating out, and then sort of the same format here. And then I have miscellaneous, and again, same format here. So yeah, it's really nice. And the last one I have here is nails. I do my nails. I go in for a pedicure and a manicure once a month, and I tend to give them Venmo, but I was thinking, you know what, let's just do all this on cash. And so I've already put my money in here with tip and everything. It's like $72, which is actually really, really great price for this area. And I was really happy to find her. She's a wonderful lady at the nail salon. So I have that already ready for the January month. And then this looks a little janky, I'm sorry, and it's also crooked, but this originally was not intended for extra. I just put a tape on it. Originally it said coins, and I had this pre-made from Etsy, but I decided, you know, I don't really need an envelope just for coins. I can just put the coins in the individual one so I can save space, and that's what I did, and it fit fine. So my extra, really the goal of the extra is just to basically roll over the categories that I will allow rollover, save it in here, and kind of be like an emergency fund as needed, you know. So this is what the extra is. And my last little, wrong direction. My last little thing here is my medical cards, my insurance cards. I just put a little memo sticker here in case I wanted to write anything down. I do have coming in the mail from Amazon a little zebra pen. It's like a mini pen that is supposedly the only one that fits these agendas. I don't honestly know if it's gonna fit. You see this little pen hole here? It's so tight. We'll see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, then I'll just return it. But basically this holds all my medical cards and all that good stuff. And the last thing I have here, I really like this. It's like, you know, quite some nice pockets here. The last thing I have here is a bank slip, and I got this one off of Etsy. It's in the right way. Yeah, it's the right direction. I got this one off Etsy, and this item is just, you know, laminated, obviously, so you can reuse it. You don't have to throw away the piece of paper. And it's just a breakdown of your bills when you go to the bank, how much you want of each. So it's easily, you can just give it to the teller and you're all good to go. So yeah, they come in like different colors. I know a lot of different Etsy shops sell these, but I got this one in green just because it, you know, I guess represented money. And then there's also pink and gray and all of that. So again, I will link all of this below. So that is all that's in my little PM agenda wallet here. And yeah, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I'm really excited about using this. Now, I will say that coming from like being someone who has always traditionally used credit cards and barely used cash, and one thing I should say is that I am a little OCD, so I don't like touching cash because it's really dirty. So I guess when we do these cash stuffing videos moving forward, I'm gonna have to just, you know, I don't know about everyone out there, but I think we just have to wash my hands more now because we're going to be touching cash so much. But I've realized that, you know, going through the motions of like buying items and opening up this thing and putting cash in, taking cash out, gosh, I was just fumbling so much yesterday at the grocery store, and I just dropped cash on the ground. It was just so embarrassing. But normally I never really deal with cash. I always just think credit cards are so simple and easy. But you know, like I said, we're experimenting. I think using cash will really help limit my spending because this is just the amount I have. Granted, I do have the credit card here, but I'll go into details later of what I'm gonna use the credit card for. So yeah, let me all know how, you know, if you have any issues or maybe, you know, first world problems, right? Like I'm just a little out there sometimes. But anyways, this is the wallet. And the next thing I wanted to share with you was really quickly this agenda setup here because it's related. I'm planning to use this for expense tracking. So this is the Louis Vuitton desk agenda that I did an unboxing previously. I have it about 80% done in terms of how I want it to look and what I have in here. But I just wanted to share with you really quickly. So again, you probably know by now, I'm a very sentimental person. I just have some photos here of my mom, my dad, myself, my grandparents. And then up here, I want to share this with you. I have written out my expense sheet, and I'm sorry, my handwriting isn't the best, and I do have a couple scribbles on here, but I think you should still be able to read it. And then right here is just like a little, oh, this is just a duplicate of that, and then this one is just a note to-do list with notes that I have stuck here. I don't really plan on bringing this agenda anywhere because I'm usually just at home, but if I do go on a trip, if I go somewhere for a couple days, I definitely will be bringing this. So I really like this. So let's first go into, you know, you know what, let's actually finish looking at this and then we'll go into the budgeting part. So just real quickly, this is the Hobonichi Cousin for the 2022 agenda. And I was reading a lot of reviews, watching some YouTube videos as well about what people are saying, and it seemed like a really good way to try out. I personally have never been journaling for the past 15 years maybe. I used to love writing when I was in school, and I just stopped, and now the only thing I really write nowadays is for work, unfortunately. So I thought this would be nice, but I thought this was a really great way to sort of track spending. So I'm not sure if all of you are familiar with this. I can probably do another video in details in terms of what sections are in here. But for now, just a quick high-level overview. I have this sort of divided by months, and these do not come with the Hobonichi Cousin. You need to purchase them separately. I got this off Amazon for a really good deal. And then really what I plan to do in here is I'm going to flip to the monthly section. So the monthly section looks like this, and it's going to show you all the months. And what I plan to do, instead of like putting in a separate expense tracker, I know a lot of people use this for like events and everything, and I still do. I have put in part birthdays, you know, and paydays, and auto pay for my credit cards. But what I plan to really utilize this as is for each of these days, I plan to put all of the expenses I've made in a day within that day. And so for here, as you can see, as an example, I have here for the first Etsy agenda was $40, and then I have your highlighted Costco gas, I have Costco itself, Target gift card, and then 99 Ranch, which is an Asian supermarket in the area here. But I plan to do this so I can easily see in terms of quickly how I have been spending, what my spending habits have been like, what I've been spending on, and really just adjust accordingly. So instead of using it as a planner for events, I've decided, you know what, I'm gonna really primarily use this as a planner for expense tracking. So yeah, let me know how you guys are using your planners. Do you use it like this? I think it's you know, we'll see how it goes. So I'm really excited about that. In each of these tabs, you have the option to put your daily thoughts in. I do plan to use this to just write daily thoughts, how I'm feeling that way. Also, was I okay with my spending habits, you know, today? Am I happy with it, or am I really not that thrilled with how much I've spent? So I really think this is going to be a combination of expense tracking, expense thoughts on top of general thoughts for the day, and really good, you know, to look back on. I don't know about you all, but for me, you know, have a pretty bad memory, to be honest. And so I'm not going to remember things that happened like a week ago if they're really not that important. I'm just going to make space for more important things in my life. So I think having this sort of tracker to keep your thoughts organized, to be able to look back and see how you're feeling, I think that's really nice. And the reason I decided to do this, I know some folks are probably thinking, why don't you do Excel spreadsheet? There's so many apps out there, and I think they're great. Honestly, they are really, really great. Probably, definitely much more efficient than writing, because writing is slower. But I'm just thinking, for my role, I look at a computer screen the entire day, and I just would really like to take a break from that. And so I think that if I'm able to just put pen to paper, it's actually really comforting and something of a change, and not as much strain on my eyes. So that's why I decided to pick up journaling and writing things down at, tracking the expenses in this format. And of course, being able to utilize my beautiful agenda here. So that is why. And so anyways, let's just go to the very back of this agenda. I have not finished obviously decorating, deciding what I'm going to use here, but I do have 2 photos of my dog when she was a little pup. And this one, she was a little bigger. And then this one was when she just came home to me. So she's really, really cute. These were actually magnets that I had made on a calendar, but the calendar is like obviously gone now. So I decided to cut them and just put them in my agenda. Yeah, so that's like a general high level setup of my agenda. Now moving on, let's go and dig into the actual finances and the budgeting goals and the 2022 goals. So let's start off with 2022 goals. I would love to hear what your 2022 goals are, so feel free to share in the description box below. But let me share with you first quickly my 2022 goals, and I have 5 here. And really, I just wanted to write them down and just kind of put it into perspective. And I really hope that, I can achieve these. So I didn't want to put too many, because sometimes you really have to be realistic with what you're able to accomplish, right? So in terms of the financial category, my first goal really is to just spend $1,075 every month for variable spending. So basically, I have categorized it into different categories, and we'll talk about that later. But really, my goal is to not spend more than $1,075 every month for the duration of 2022. We'll see how that goes. Again, this is an experiment, so I'm really hoping that I can keep within this range, and let's just see, based on actual data, how we're doing. Is it really enough? Is it too much? I mean, we don't know, right? So that is my goal, my number 1 goal here. Now, my number 2 goal here is to save $10,000 for my first real estate investment. And I'm, that's going to go into my real estate investment fund. I'm going to open, well, actually, I think I'm just going to put it into my savings account. But I want to save $10,000 for 2022. If I save more, awesome. But, at least 10,000. I really don't do any investing. I'm actually, to be very honest, really quite bad with numbers. And I really don't do much with the money except obviously buy things, which is terrible, and this is why we're going through this journey, to really stop that. The only thing I guess I do invest in is my 401k and my Roth IRA. And, I've been putting money in there since my second job. And with some companies, they do give you the option to, or they do have the benefit of matching. So for my company, they match 6%. For others, I'm sure there's more, there's less, but definitely take advantage of that. So that's the only thing I've been doing. So that's why I really, really want to, start saving up for an investment property. I don't think I'm going to do that in California because it's just so expensive here. I'm thinking probably some other state where there is, growth in terms of the jobs, in terms of people, population, and really just kind of go from there. So that is the goal for 2022 for financial. Now, on to my personal goals. If you're new here, I actually am working full time, and I also am doing a part-time business program. And I'm going to finish that in December of 2022 this year. So I'm really excited about that. But also at the same time, I actually really want to learn about real estate. I think it's such a lucrative market if you know what you're doing. Additionally, why not learn about like something, have more knowledge about it so you can make very well educated, informed decisions, right? So whether you're trying to sell as an agent or whether you're just going to try to buy your own house, or you're for your own investment purposes. So I do want to start the real estate program in turn. I think it's like really, honestly, anyone can do it. It's like literally only 3 months time period. And when I do almost get there, I'm going to share with you sort of that journey. I think it'll be super fun. But I do want to start my real estate license program in June 2022. So that's 6 months down the line. And I decided to go start at that time because that's when my courses are a little bit more manageable. The more difficult courses I will have completed by then. So I want to start that. And then, just learn from there. If you want to do something like that, I think it'll be really cool if you could find a buddy, find some friends, do it together. I think that's what I'm going to do with my girlfriends. We're probably all going to try to do it and learn. And it's just, a fun way of learning. It's always great to be more aware of what's going on, to be more aware of, where you're putting your money into. Is it worth it, right? So I think that'd be great. So really excited for that. The next thing on my list is it's more health related for personal. And I really want to eat less sugar. I am a sugaraholic. I love sugar. And it's really terrible because I think obviously sugar ages you, right, more quickly. And I want to cut that down. So I'm looking to have sugar only 3 out of 7 days. And I'm talking about like artificial sugar, not like fruits and everything. So 3 out of 7 days, I'm allowed to have sugar. And of each of those 3 days, I'm only allowed to have 2 items. So whether it's 2 chocolates or 2 muffins, God forbid, maybe not 2 muffins, but you kind of get the gist of it. So that's the 4th personal goal. And the last personal goal is to make my dog more fresh meat. So previously, I've really been giving her a combination of canned wet food, and sometimes I would actually make the fresh like chicken for her. I would just boil it and then it'd be enough for like 5 days for her. But a lot of times, whether I was busy or if I was just feeling lazy, I would just get her the canned food. And honestly, I think the dog, is part of the family, deserves better food, more quality food. And I thought, I really want to just make her good food, wet food on top of her kibble. So she has a nice meal too. And yeah, that's really it. So let me know, what are your 2022 goals? Really excited to hear. So with that being said, let's go into the actual budgeting breakdown here. Now, I'm going to be very transparent with you all and share with you sort of my expenses here and see if that's something that you can relate to, and maybe we could go through this journey together, share some feedback and see what works, what doesn't work. But really just to shed some background, I am not married. I don't have any children. The only person I take care of is myself and my dog. My parents, are able to support themselves. So I feel very grateful, very fortunate that, I don't have a lot of expenses that I need to make on behalf of other folks. But later on, I do plan, obviously to have a family, to have kids. So really that's also another reason why I do really need to manage my finances a lot better. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you what I have here. So if you look, let's start with here, actually. Let's start with the fixed expenses, okay? So with the fixed expenses, what I have here is I have my mortgage, my internet, my mobile PG&E garbage, water, dog insurance, dog food, dog bark box. It's like a subscription of toys and treats. And then I also have my iTunes storage for iCloud. So this is sort of my expenses breakdown for fixed expenses on a monthly basis. So with all of this, we also of course have our annual property tax, which is $9,000 in roughly, and then the car insurance for my car is roughly around $1,000. So I kind of rounded it up. I mean, it's okay to round up, right? So better to round up than round round down. So I decided to round up just a little bit. So this is what we're looking at on an annual basis and on a monthly basis. So on a monthly basis, my fixed expenses amounts to about $2,446. And so for my variable expenses, this is what I was talking about in terms of $1,075. I'm really hoping to keep within that limit. So what I have here is my gas, and gas is going to be the only item I'm going to put on the credit card, because I don't know about you folks, but I love Costco, and Costco has the best gas prices ever. And so I always go to Costco to get gas, and I use my credit card, and you also get 4% back. So I will be using my card for gas solely, and all of these other ones will be in cash. So I'm just gonna look at it like this because it's really hard for me to see. But my item here is groceries. So I'm sorry, so for gas, going back to gas real quickly, gas is gonna get $240 a month. And I do drive an Acura SUV and the MDX, and it's obviously kind of like a gas guzzler, but I work only 11 minutes from home. It's literally about 6 miles to work. So I'm really fortunate to have such a, job being so close, but most of the days I'm actually working from home now. So it's like the gas should be sufficient, but again, we'll adjust accordingly if it isn't enough. And so for grocery, I have $240 worth every month. For eating out, I'm giving myself $200. Household, I'm giving myself $50. Fun money is $60. And fun money is gonna be there's going to be 3 categories. That's going to be a rollover, and fun money is one of them. Could basically go towards anything I want, whether I want to get something to treat myself, like a physical item, or if I just wanted to go out and watch a movie or something. But yeah, that's what fun money is. And then nails, of course, it has to happen. And then there's Shiro, my dog, $50. That's going more towards like her treats. So what I had in the fixed expenses were her dog insurance, her kibble, and her like BarkBox subscription. $50 for monthly is whatever extra if I wanted to get for her. And then I'm miscellaneous at $100. Gift giving at $50, and this is also another rollover. Gift giving would basically include birthdays, any special occasions I wanted to gift someone. That's why it's rollover. And then giving is just to bless someone who you see who may be having a difficult time. If you pass by someone, and I'm just gonna put $5 into there, and of course it's also rolling over. And then the only other thing on here is facials. I, try to take good care of myself and my health and my skin. So I try to get a facial once every 2 months. And this lady I go to, she's really amazing. And it is a little expensive, but I think that sometimes you really have to take care of yourself, because I understand facials is a little bit like above health, right? Because it's more like a nice to have, but really, you want to feel good about yourself. You want to feel happy. You want to feel confident, right? And so you don't have to go all out and extravagantly treat yourself. But you need to make sure you take good care of yourself and make yourself happy. So if there's something that you really enjoy and it's within your budget, within means, where you're not going to go into debt or anything, I think you should definitely do that. And for me, I can't give up facials. So it's going to be once every 2 months, and it's going to be $220 each time. And that is including a 20% tip. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And so on a monthly basis, I'm looking at $1,075, or with my facial, it's going to be $1,295. So that's kind of it. And again, apologies for the scribbles here, but basically what my plan is up here is that, besides the rollover categories, I'm planning to so for rollover, I keep the money in there. I don't take that out, right? But for the other categories, any money that I do not spend, I'm actually going to put that into 2 different types of categories. And you see that here. The first one is the extra. That extra envelope we saw in my PM agenda earlier, that's what I'm gonna put it into. And those are kind of like, I guess, emergency. If I really needed money for, like, if I wanted to buy something, I could use that. And the other half, it's gonna go into my mom and dad fund. Not that they need any money from me, but like, I think it'd be nice to see what I can save. And maybe at the end of the year, give them, really nice gift, or I could give them like a red envelope or whatever, just to prove to myself that, hey, you can do this, Lily. You can save money, right? And I think, if we really put our heart into it, we can. So really, I know my budgeting process is probably a little different from some other folks out there. I know a lot of people, they like to take their entire paycheck, and then what they do is they kind of divvy it up and put it into envelopes and into different binders, and that's really great. I think you need to each find a process that works for you. We don't always have to be like, you know, following the same method, because, you know, it's all about personalization, right? There's no one shoe that fits all. So for me, I'm not going to take out all my money from each paycheck. I'm planning to just, you know, have that divvied up into my different accounts. So I have one account for my bills, and I actually just did this over the holidays. Before, I only had two accounts. I only had a savings, I only had a checking, and that was a big problem. So I now have a couple different accounts. I have my bills account, which is my checking account, and that's where all the bills and all of that, like every monthly bills come out of. And then I have my property tax and car insurance fund, which I'm going to put money into, and that is what's going to be taken out at the end of the year in one time. I know for some folks, the property tax is included as part of the monthly mortgage. For mine, unfortunately, it's a little complicated. So I have it done once, paid out once at the end of the year. So that's what I do. So that's why I'm having an account separate for my property tax and my car insurance. So far we have bills, and then we have property tax, car insurance. I also have another fund for my new car. Y'all know I have an Acura MDX from 2005. It was a hand-me-down from my dad, and I had actually I was leasing a car before that, but then the lease came up, so he gave me his car because he has two other cars, so I'm using that one. But I am saving money right now in that new car fund for a Cybertruck, so I'm really excited about that. I know they took down the price, so I don't really know what that price is now going to be, but you know, just consistently saving money in that fund for whenever it's going to be released. So there's that fund. And the other fund I have is my, I guess, what is it called? My sinking funds? Is that what folks call it? I didn't even know that terminology until I started watching YouTube videos. So thank you for, you know, sharing that. But basically the sinking funds is going to be for, you know, sort of like my savings that I will use on an as needed basis, you know, really not really going into that, but sort of all the savings are going into there. And then I have a final account, which is my savings with a little higher interest. It's like 0.4%. So I'm going to use that to just put all my savings that I don't touch. And so for me, sorry for the rambling, but that's kind of how I'm envisioning my budgeting process. So I'm not going to be taking out a lot of cash. Like I said, I don't like to touch cash a lot. So I'm just going to take out the cash I'm going to use on a monthly basis, and that's going to come in here. All the other cash is going to stay in my account. And really my goal is just to not overspend on items I don't necessarily need. And that's why I'm setting that $1,075 budget for myself. So let me know again how you're doing it. I would love to hear your method. And whether it's worked well and what suggestions you would have. But yeah, that's kind of it in terms of the, breakdown and the budgeting and all that good stuff. So one final thought before, we end this video, I wanted to share with you sort of these little cash envelopes. I just have it here in this little box. This used to be like a Joe Malone box, but I thought I just taped it up here. So I have all my envelopes in here. These I got from Amazon as well. But basically what I plan to do is I plan to take out cash on a monthly basis because I don't really want to go to the bank every single week or bi-weekly. So I'm just going to go there once a month, and I'm going to take out $835. It's $835 because again, we have the $240 on the gas, right? So we're not accounting for that in cash. And I'm going to take it out and I'm going to divvy it up into these, and these envelopes are going to stay at home. This is the only one I'm going to take with me when I'm going out. So like I said, I don't have enough different categories in here because it doesn't fit. So I'm just keeping the most important in here. So what I have here, first one is the eating out. And again, these are all from Amazon, the envelopes and the stickers. And I just thought to put it here so they would look kind of pretty. And then this is like, I think waterproof. These are also really well priced. And I have in here currently $50, $100, and then I have my little tab here in terms of tracking. So eating out has 100 in here. And this is, again, I took out half. So I'm taking out, like, right now what I have in here is on a bi-weekly basis. And that is because my denominations were not correct when I got the cash. But I'm thinking moving forward, I'm gonna, stuff it and make a video every week so you guys can all see sort of how things are going, whether I'm, you know, not having enough money or if I have too much money in some of these categories. So yeah, but for right now it's bi-weekly. I'm gonna move towards once a week. So this is eating out, and then I have my grocery one here, right? And then this is this is again for the month of January. So we have in here, we have $120 in here and my leftover. So whatever is in here is what I have not yet used or put into my PM agenda. So again, there's that. And then I have my miscellaneous, and let's open that. And this is $50 in here. For my household, I have $50, and this is for the month, you know, of January. I don't really have that many items to get around the house, really just detergent and whatnot. So, and napkins and everything. So yeah, that's that. And then Shiro, of course, my dog, and like we said earlier, she has 50. I don't have an envelope in this wallet for her, so that's why her 50 is still in here. And then of course my fun money and a little note to not roll over, because I'm just gonna save this on, you know, I'm not gonna remove any of this. Oh, why do I, how come I only have $10 left in my fun money? There should be 50. Okay, so I realized where the other $50 of the fun money went from earlier. And basically I had taken that out and I had used that to buy vitamins. So I'm still trying to get things kind of organized right now. And I think I took from the incorrect pouch here instead of the miscellaneous pouch. I actually took from here. So you know what, it's fine. I'll just use the fun money instead of the miscellaneous. It's okay. I think, you know, still figuring out how to do this most efficiently, but that's kind of where the other $50 went. Gifts is 50, so I have 50 in here. And then giving probably has a 5 in here. And yes, it does have a 5 in here. Now I have mom and dad. So this is what I was saying earlier, that whatever's left over, not part of the rollover categories, half of it is going into mom and dad, and half is going into that extra little zipper there. So this is mom and dad. And then gas, I know I don't have any cash in here, but I just wanted to, you know, give it a little envelope and just do a tracking, so store this tracker in here. And so far I've spent about $63.27 yesterday getting gas at Costco. So that's just to let myself know. And this last one is not labeled, and the reason is because, you know what, maybe I should label it, but this is going to be for my credit card. So really anything that I have used on my credit card, instead of like the cash, I'm going to put into here, and I'm just going to bring it back into the bank. And so far I did use something on a credit card, which is, it's actually $40-something, but I didn't have denomination exact numbers. I just put in $50 bill. That's okay. And then this was actually part of an Etsy purchase, and I just took it out and put it in here for deposit. So yeah, that's all I have. But yeah, so that is really it. And I hope you enjoyed it. And for the next video, we're actually gonna do a stuffing. So I look forward to sharing that with you all. And as always, stay healthy, stay happy, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.